Hey everyone, and welcome back to Unreal Crafting Academy. If you're passionate about game development and Unreal Engine, you are in the right place. In today's video, we will be diving into the latest updates on my game building journey. In this series, we will be exploring and sharing everything I've learned along the way, so let's get started and level up our skills together. Before we jump right in, I wanted to give you a little introduction about myself. I have been a professional software engineer for over 14 years. I have mainly worked on web applications, both front and back end, using many different languages, mainly in PHP and JavaScript. I have designed and built small and large scale applications, as well as designed systems and infrastructures for handling high load and traffic. Although I have recently begun my journey learning video editing, game development, and working with Unreal Engine, I still have a very good understanding of software architecture in general. I will try to share everything I learn as I progress, and if you notice anything I say which is wrong, or suggestions, or tips, please do not hesitate to leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. I've actually been away from Unreal programming for the last 2 months, so this update really is catching us up, and its code is from a few weeks after I released my initial video sometime in March. I just wanted to release this video so that we have a comparison between now and the next one. In the future, I will aim to do smaller and faster videos, and will aim to do a video update likely every few weeks, and in between these videos, I will aim to create tutorials demonstrating things I learned along the way. While watching these updates, if there is something you would like to see in an update or a tutorial, please leave it in the comments, and I would love to add it to the list and work on getting it done for you. There are a lot of changes since last time, but here are some of the changes that we will be going over. Object vaulting, combat system changes. It now supports dynamic animation setup per attack type and combos. An example of this would be a fist versus a sword, but any defined weapon can have its own unique animations and combos. A basic AI introduction, start of an inventory system, multi-unit damage collision, input buffering, basic boss encounter, stamina component, running with stamina consumption, rolling with basic invincibility frames. Here's object vaulting in action. You'll notice that you won't be able to vault over objects that are too tall. This is the combat system changes. So originally the combat system it existed inside the third-person blueprint, and so the problem with that is that if the combat system is defined inside the third-person blueprint, what that causes is that anytime you create an AI, or if you have various different enemies, and you want to share that same or similar combat system, you'd have to basically copy the code into the blueprints of the existing enemies, and that is very problematic because if you have a bug, or if you want to make some changes that you want to propagate through all your characters inside the game, then it becomes very difficult. So this has been pulled outside of the third person character, and it's in its own component. We will eventually dive into a tutorial on how this all works, but this is just an example so you just see. So it's in a database, there's a data table where you can actually define different types of attacks. So for example, a fist attack or a sword attack. And just for the sake of this example, you'll notice that in the fist attack, there are 4 animations for the under light attack. And what that indicates is the amount of animations that can occur inside that form the combo of a fist attack, and the different animations that will occur during that attack sequence. And then if you notice in the sword attack, there's only going to be 2 animations. And so that's just, so you could create effectively any amount of different animation styles. I haven't, obviously, because this is just the beginning, but this was just to ensure that this actually works. But yeah, let's go into it. So I'm just going to grab the sword, but if you remember, the fist attack has 4 different animations that can occur in the attack sequence. So you can see punch, the stab, so punch, stab, kick, and overhead attack. If we equip the sword, you'll notice that now it's only a slash and a stab, and that is the combo. So because that's defined for the sword, so you can define any number of combos, etc. for this attack system. One minor thing I forgot to mention is you'll notice that when I swing, there is like this orb around my fist. That is the collision detection. And so because obviously I don't have a weapon, we don't want collision detection to be, you know, the form of a sword. So ultimately it's just around the fist. And then with the weapon equipped, the collision detection now is around the actual physical weapon itself. That's also part of it. This is an example of the basic AI. So that's the boss. It creates a boss state. And then there's also a non-boss state AI. I'm just trying to drop the boss aggro. And so there's this just a regular enemy. He has the same logic as a boss because they're both humanoid characters and they both derive from a humanoid. But he is just a regular enemy, does not cause a boss state to occur. I've started a basic inventory system. This is the interface. You'll notice if I try to equip a weapon, I don't actually have one to equip. But if I were to pick up this sword and then go to the actual inventory, you can see that this icon represents the sword. I can now equip it, and so I have a sword in my hand now. This is a demonstration of the multi-unit damage collision. So if you were to swing your sword and you don't hit anything, obviously nothing happens. If you hit one enemy, it does damage. But if you hit through multiple enemies, it will damage them both. Here's a demonstration of input buffering. If you don't know what input buffering is, it basically allows you to input a command during an animation or an action that's currently occurring so that you can improve the responsiveness of the game, but also combo attacks. So for example, if you're rolling and you want to have a rolling attack, you would, during the rolling animation, you would be able to input an attack command, which will then, once you finish rolling, the character will automatically attack, which is considered a rolling attack. But here's a demonstration. And so that is the rolling attack animation. This is a regular attack. And so obviously input buffering is also used for the attack. So you can see if I just attack and I wait too long to attack, it just repeats the same attack over and over again. But if I attack during the animation, it continues the combo. Obviously I ran out of stamina, so I cannot continue the combo further, but that is an example. Here is an example of the boss encounter mechanics. The boss encounter mechanics is actually a little buggy, but I still wanted to show it anyway because this was something that I was working on. But the way that it works is that, so the boss is in that room, and until the boss sees me, the encounter does not begin. But once the boss detects me or sees me, the health bar will appear at the bottom, and now the boss would be able to attack you and do damage to you. You'll also notice that the boss has a stamina bar that if he attacks too much, he would run out of stamina and then he can no longer attack. He also has the same combos that I would have based on my weapon and all my abilities, because right now he has a fist, so he would have the same combos and everything. And so that's kind of why it's a little buggy, is because I had just started the process of sharing all the code and all the resources to make sure that even AI and the third person character can actually do the same abilities. So that's kind of the reason why it is a little buggy. It's something I'm going to be fixing, but you can see that we both have individual health, different stamina bars, different states, and so he's no longer attacking me, but ultimately that's the boss encounter. But here is a backstab. This is the stamina component. So you've seen it. So you can run, consume some stamina. You can roll, consume stamina. Your attacks also consume stamina. and this is all defined inside a database. So when you're creating attacks and animations and attack types, you can define how much stamina is consumed. This is also, if you were to jump back, the animation doesn't work very well, but that's something that I'll fix. But it also consumes stamina. With the stamina component, there is also a delay. If you attack, there is a delay before the stamina starts to regenerate. This is a demonstration of running with stamina consumption. So this is the walking state, and this is the running state, and stamina is being consumed. If you use all the stamina, you go into a walking state, and then you can use it again. Here's an example of rolling. I can't show you the invincibility frames. Well, I probably could, but it